In today's fight news, we start off with your UFC Vegas 91 weigh-in results as two fighters missed weight. Starting off with James Lontop missing weight by half a pound for the lightweight division. And in the featherweight division, David Onama misses weight by 2.5 pounds. According to UFC on ESPN, both fighters were not cleared to continue trying to cut the weight. Instead, both fighters will be docked 20% of their fight purse. While speaking to Submission Radio, former featherweight champion and current BMF champion Max Holloway says his ideal scenario would be to beat Ilia Topuria for the featherweight title and then face whoever is the 155 champion to go on to be double champ. While on an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, the BMF champion Holloway says that when Justin Gaethje knocked him down for the first time, he wasn't sure what he was hit with and it was such a good punch, saying that he doesn't know how that wasn't counted as a knockdown. When asked about the upcoming super fight between Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor at UFC 303, top 5 lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan says that the only way Chandler can win is with an early stoppage. He says Chandler, quote-unquote, never uses his brain, referring to Chandler's reckless but fan-friendly fighting style. Tsarukyan also told the Believe You Me podcast that he says Chandler is very dangerous in the first round, but if he doesn't finish Conor early, Conor's conditioning and ring IQ are superior and he'll take over later in the rounds. It looks like UFC Hall of Famer Chael Sonnen isn't a fan of the idea of making the Chandler versus McGregor fight for a brand new 165 title. Uncle Chael was quoted in saying, "Both these guys combined are coming off more losses than I've had in my entire career." It looks like number 1 ranked bantamweight contender Merab the Machine Dvalishvili is throwing his name in the hat to fight superstar boxer Ryan Garcia. After bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley quoted on X saying, "After I KO Merab, I'm boxing Ryan," in which Merab responded, "The KO will be coming from me, so I guess I'll be boxing Ryan next." Recently on an episode of his Pound for Pound podcast, former welterweight king Kamaru Usman had a few words for bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley in his plans to go to the boxing realm to fight King Ryan Garcia. Usman said he should focus on his division, fight a few guys, and then he can think about quote-unquote gimmick fights. Superstar YouTuber Jake Paul says that he wants either Jorge Masvidal or Nate Diaz in a matchup in the PFL, offering either of the men $10 million to fight him. Arman Tsarukyan recently announced that he'll be taking on Benoit Saint-Denis, but in a grappling match on May 18th in Paris, France. And lastly, we finish off with some fight announcements. Haley Cohen is out of her matchup with Tamiris Vidal and will now take on Melissa Gatto at UFC Vegas 92 on the 18th of May. Ricky Simone will take on Vinicius Oliveira at UFC 301 on June 29th. Welterweight standout Brian Barberini posted on his Instagram account that he has not been re-signed with the UFC and he'll be taking some time off and keep his fans updated on what's next. Now for Knucklemania 4, we have Sidney Smith taking on Chris Pittman, Jeremiah Riggs taking on former boxing champion Alfredo Angulo, Todd Duffy and Ben Rothwell will be facing off. And lastly, Thiago Alves and Mike Perry both make weight for their main event at Knucklemania 4. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe.